In this video, I review how to set up a web server that will run WordPress. There's various tools that will do this, including one called XAMPP, X-A-M-P, WAMP, W-A-M-P, and MAMP, M-A-M-P for Macintoshes. But I think this tool is by far the easiest. It's quick. It's also free. So browse to localwp.com. From this page here, click the download for free button and go ahead and choose your platform. I'm on a Mac. So I'm going to do Mac Apple Silicon, and I'm just going to put my name here, and I'll choose my organizational type. Independent is fine, and put my work email. Put your Marin account, your Marin.com, mycom email, and click Get It Now. Yep, let's get that correct. It'll download it to your computer, so save it to your downloads folder. Very simple. And click Save. And then once it's done, go ahead and run that application. On a PC, it'll have an exe extension, and you'll actually run it, and it will go through an installation. On the Mac, I'm just going to simply drag it into my Applications folder. I already have one in there. It's okay. I'm going to replace the original one, and we'll set it up from scratch for you. Okay, I'll go into my Applications folder and find LocalWP with an L, and it's a green icon. Double click on that, and you'll see just how quick and easy this is. If you do run into problems, it's not the application. It's probably something with your computer. So email me, get in touch with me, and you can join an office hour, and we can go through the process together. Now, I already created a few sites, so when I install this application, it opens up right to here, and you can see that I have 3 existing sites. And I can go to the back end of any of these by just clicking on WP Admin. This should take you to the familiar WordPress back end. It'll open up a browser window for you, and I'm getting an error here. It's not a secure connection, but that's okay. It's a local site here. So it'll ask me for the password. So when you set this up, make sure you remember what your password is. But let's go ahead and create a new site. Notice that I have to stop the existing site. That's going to be very important that when you're done each day to make sure you stop the site using this application. So notice that now I can start the site, and I can open the site. And there it is. There is the WordPress site that I created earlier. I'll go ahead and stop that site again. Now, to create a new site, which you won't, the first time you do this, you won't see anything here, but there'll be a plus button down in the left-hand corner. Just click on that and choose Create a New Site. Notice you have some other options here, but choose the first one and then click Continue. Give it a name. So I'm going to call this Site 4 because I already have 3 sites. You might want to call yours WordPress 1 or WordPress 2 or the name of the website. I'm going to choose a preferred, just the default. Notice it gives you some information here. You can write that down in case you have questions later, and I'll ask you that. You can tell me what it was. Give your username here. This is what you need to write this down. And a password. Now, this can be a low-level password because, remember, it's just on a local computer. This isn't connected to the internet, so you're really not in any danger of getting this hacked. Okay, notice it's going to be in English. It's not a multi-site. That's the default. So click on Add Site. Now it's provisioning the services. It's setting up the site services. It's starting up the site services. It's asking me for a local password prompt. This is my Macintosh that's asking me for permission to do this. And so that installed the server. Now it's downloading and installing WordPress. So it's actually a 2-step process, but it's all seamless. And that's it. You have your website. Notice if this looks just like it did before, I can go to the WP admin. And again, remember it's going to go into another browser, right? And it may give you this error saying that, hey, this isn't secure. But again, it's a local computer. I'm going to type in admin, which was my username, and then my password, kind of a low-level password. You can click on Remember Me. And then here you go. Notice that you have now a working WordPress website. Just like you did if you have a hosting account with like SiteGround or GoDaddy, and then you would just go ahead and create your website from here. The only thing to remember is that when you're done with your website, go ahead and stop the site here. And that will stop the server. And then notice what happens when you stop the server, and if you refresh the site, it gives you an error because the server stopped running. So it obviously can't run this website. This server software is pretty ambitious. It's pretty big. So you'll want to definitely stop the site every time you're done working. To find this local site again, all you'll do is, let's go ahead and close it so I can show you that. Let's quit this. Go back to your applications and just go ahead and double click on local. On Windows, it may ask you to put a icon on the desktop. On the Mac, it already does it. So if you just click on this icon, you don't even need to go to your applications folder. Just double click on it. Oh, that's the installer. Never mind. So I'm going to actually throw that away. I don't want to reinstall local. Let's go ahead and close that and now throw this in the garbage. And what you may want to do is right click on this here on local and just make an alias. And then drag that alias onto your desktop. And that way you don't have to go into your applications folder. Keep it in a handy place on your desktop. Double click on it. And go ahead and then select your, look how easy it is. And you can create multiple sites. And then just go to the one that you want, click on Start Site. It's really, really simple. This is a great way to create a bunch of different training sites, to try out different plugins or try out different design ideas. This is not connected to the internet, so nobody can see this. It's just for you. If you did want to work on a website here and then move it up to like SiteGround or GoDaddy or Bluehost up to a site that everybody could see it, I have another video to show you that, and that's called copying, duplicating, and restoring the site to a remote site.